What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. I'll be live probably tomorrow to go in more extensive detail about the Giants today and the rest of the season to talk to you guys. Obviously, I was at the game today. Was going to film directly when I got back to my car, but the parking lot was flooded, and I kind of wanted to get out of there, stop at a rest stop, and just give you guys my initial thought process after the game between the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. Before I get into it, just want to say thank you to Bobby and Justin for Talking Giants. They did a terrific job with the tailgate, and I had an absolute blast getting to talk to a number of my subscribers. A lot of fun. I'm just hoping in the future, maybe we can do things even bigger as my channel, Bobby's channel, Dad Dog's channel, whoever's channel continues to grow. I always love doing those live events. It's just a lot of fun to be able to talk Giants football with all you guys, and I had so much fun. Hopefully going to get to go to a couple of road games in the future as well. It's something I'd like to do as the channel continues to grow and hopefully as the New York Giants continue to get better. So I want to say that. And then the other thing I'm going to say is, are there things in this game you should be upset about as a Giants fan? 1,000,000%. I mean, at the end of the day, the score was 13-7. It was a very sloppy football game. Let's start off by saying that. I understand there's going to be fans that are going to say, how could you be happy after a win like this? I am freaking ecstatic after a win like this. I don't care the method in which they got it. You have to understand, as a New York Giants fan that's been watching this team now for, 27, 28 years regularly, it always seems like whenever we play the Philadelphia Eagles, if there's a way to lose, the New York Giants are going to find a way to do it over the course of history. Period, end of story. The Giants could play a near flawless game, it seems like, at times in the past, and they would find a way to lose. This has just been a team, even when we were a much better football team, going back 9, 10, 11 years, that would always be a thorn in the New York Giants side and find a way to beat us. So let's just start off by saying the fact that we beat the freaking Eagles, I am smiles ear to ear. The fact that this game meant so much for the Philadelphia Eagles, I am smiles ear to ear. You look at the NFL standings right now, the Vikings are playing the 49ers. One of them have to lose, and they will drop to 5 and 6 in the 7th seed. Had the Philadelphia Eagles won this game, they would have been in the playoffs, at least as of now, with 5 games remaining for them, 6 games remaining for the Giants. And as crazy as it may sound, and I'm not trying to spread false optimism, I still recognize we have the Cowboys on our schedule. We still play at the Chargers. We play at Chicago. We play Washington. We play the Eagles. And we play somebody else. I forgot off the top of my head. But we have a couple of them. I think we have a somewhat favorable schedule. We still have 2 challenging games. But the Giants are only going to be 1 game out of the playoffs, as crazy as that may sound. So hopefully we at least get some, meaningful football down the stretch. But for that to happen, Miami Dolphins were the team I forgot who I think we play next. The Giants are going to have to beat the teams they're supposed to beat, that being the Miami Dolphins. And you're probably going to have to find a way to beat the Chargers as well. But it's 1 game at a time. And I'm just glad that the Giants got a win today against the Philadelphia Eagles. And it feels good as a Giants fan to dampen the spirits of that football team. Like I said in the video before I went to the game today. Cannot stand the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's start off by talking about the positive. And obviously there's some negatives in this game as well. A lot of negatives. The positive, our defense was awesome. Now, are there things you can nitpick about? Absolutely. And I really want to be able to look at this game on the TV when I get home. I always tape the games. I feel like you always get a better perspective when you're home than when you're at the game in terms of being able to see all the different camera angles, so on and so forth, especially with the offense and some of the new things that they implemented with the New York Giants offense today, being that Freddie Kitchens was the play caller. But there were some things that were obvious to me sitting in the stands that I saw that were different. Was it clicking on all cylinders? Absolutely not. Let me just turn on the car because the lights went out. Absolutely not. It was far from a flawless offense. Don't even get it twisted. That it needs to get much better. We only scored 13 points, but there were definitely some differences that I saw that I liked in the offense today. But from a defensive standpoint, yes, we surrendered over 200 yards on the ground. But it's like what I said before the year started. It was my bold prediction. I said, and it was a bold prediction. I said that in the video. When you say bold, it's something that's outlandish. I said that the New York Giants would lead the league in turnovers created. Now, did I actually think that they would? Probably not, but I thought for sure we'd be at least top 5, and we're definitely approaching that. I don't know what we were ranked going in, but we had 15 turnovers created going into today. We created another 4 today. To put that in perspective, last year I think the Giants were 10th in the league in turnovers created. I think they had 22. They've already got 19, and I think they've got 15 in their last 7 games. So this defense is really starting to turn it up. Of course, it had an underwhelming performance against the Bucs, but outside of the Bucs game over the last 5 or 6 contests, this defense has been exactly what I thought they would be as a defense, and that's a defense that comes out with a good game plan and finds ways to create turnovers, which is what the New York Giants more often than not are going to have to do to try to win football games. Was the defense perfect? No. I knew going in that they were going to struggle in terms of the run defense. Giants' run defense this year has been bad. The Eagles' run offense is probably the best in football over the last month. They've run for no less than, I think, 180 yards in each of the 4 games coming into today. No different today. They ran for over 200 yards on us. Hurts killed us with the legs. And while I was watching the game from the stadium, all I kept saying was put 8 in the box. Put 9 in the box. Jalen Hurts, by the way, I am sick and tired of Giants fans. It's more Giants fans than Eagles fans, by the way, on my channel. Coming on my channel, tell me that Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback. Are we watching the same player? Jalen Hurts stinks. I'll tell you what Jalen Hurts is to me. Jalen Hurts is a more athletic Tim Tebow. That's what he is. The guy cannot throw. And if I was a defensive coordinator, what I would do against Jalen Hurts, I would put 8 in the box every game and force him to throw the football. His first interception was horrible. He had a clean pocket. He had 4 or 5 seconds to throw. He just completely missed the throw. And the Giants were great in coverage, not taking anything away from them. Opportunistic. They probably should have had at least 2 more turnovers in this game, but Hurts was horrible. I'm surprised the Giants didn't get called for 12 men on the field. I said that on Twitter after the game. It seemed as if Hurts was almost in a New York Giants uniform. Yes, he's talented as a runner, but he is not the quarterback of the future for that football team. I'll tell you that right now, and I would not be surprised at all if the Eagles draft a quarterback next year's draft. That's just my personal reaction to the way that he played today. He was horrible and was the main reason why the Giants ended up winning this football game. Not taking away anything away from the defense, but the guy can't throw. I think he threw for 120 yards. You don't even need to look at stats with him. The guy cannot throw the football. But the Eagles continue to have a strong run game, which is what I expected that they would have. And from that aspect, the Giants struggled, but their red zone defense today was terrific. The huge turnover before the half, I think it was Darnay Holmes. It might have been Tate Crowder that came up with that interception right before the half. Of course, McKinney had another big interception for the New York Giants. But that is the key word for me with this defense. It is opportunistic, much like last year. Opportunistic. And that's exactly what they were today. Of course, the big fumble recovery from Julian Love. And then the offense couldn't close it out. And that was obviously the main negative from today's game. Before I even get into the offense, though, we got to talk about Riley Dixon. The New York Giants need to punt Riley Dixon off the team. He is horrible. He had one pretty good punt today where he pinned them inside the 5-yard line, but that just was because it took a fortuitous bounce. He had 3 horrible punts, or at least 2 atrocious punts. And that crucial punt at the end of the game when the Giants went 3 and out, and it was a low line drive punt that was like 35, 40 yards. He is horrible. And he was a good punter before Joe Judge got here. The last 2 years, he's been abysmal. They got to get rid of that guy. That guy only gets worse and worse every week, at least in my opinion. As far as the offense goes, were there some things that I liked? Here's the things that I noticed from the stands. Again, I didn't get to watch it like a lot of you guys on TV. From the stands, some things that I saw that I guess he implemented into the offense. There was no wishbone, which I expected. He did that with Cleveland. We saw that with one play last week. I saw one play where they had a 2 running back set, but then they motioned Saquon Barkley out wide left. It seemed like they tried to use Barkley a bit in the passing game. They tried to use Golladay more. They threw to him in the red zone. It was incomplete. And I think he had 2 or 3, catches throughout the game. 2 huge catches on the drive where the Giants kicked the field goal to go up by 6 points. So they tried to utilize him more in the game. But the one thing that really stood out to me was I think his name was Chris Myrick. I don't even know the guy's name that caught the touchdown, who's like our 4th string tight end, who's really only playing because Caden Smith's obviously out, along with Kyle Rudolph, who caught the touchdown between his legs, which was a spectacular catch. But the one thing that I really noticed in this game from an offensive standpoint in terms of personnel, a lot of 2 and even 3 tight end sets at times, max protection throughout pretty much the majority of this game. And it seemed like every other play from the stadium, when they were reporting an eligible receiver, they said number 74, Matt Barrett. So they had a lot of jumbo packages, a lot of max protection. And a lot of, like I said, a lot of 2 and 3 tight end sets. That's one thing I'll say. And the other thing that really stood out to me in comparison to the Jason Garrett offense, there was at least 3 or 4 instances where I thought a guy was running free over the middle on a crossing pattern. You didn't really see that with Jason Garrett. But outside of that, of course, there's not a lot of positives to talk about. We were 3 for 12 on third down. Jones, well efficient in terms of not turning the ball over at a pretty high completion percentage. It was around 65, 66%. Continues to struggle on third down. We only scored 1 touchdown with the offense. So that the offense is still far from a finished product. Now, am I going to completely judge Kitchens and this offense off the first game? No. They had 6 days to prepare. He's missing his second and third best wide receivers. So I'm not going to go crazy. Were there a few things I like? Sure. Was the offense overall incredibly underwhelming? Absolutely. Whenever your defense creates 4 turnovers and you only win by, the skin of your teeth, that's not saying much about your offense. And the offense really only had maybe 2 or 3 pretty good drives throughout this game. That needs to get a lot better going forward. But the defense was great. The defense is obviously why we won. And hopefully this offense will improve. But as a Giants fan, I'm thrilled. We got to win. It was ugly. It was disgusting. But it was the Eagles. I'm not used to beating this football team. And as a Giants fan, I think you should be jacked up, and hopefully we can find a way to sweep them. We got some tough games. Well, the Miami I don't view as a tough game. I think we should beat them. Then you got the Chargers. Then I think we got the Cowboys or the Eagles. I can't remember after that. But it's one game at a time. It just feels good to get a win, and hopefully next week we could double it up in what I view as a winnable game. And at the beginning of the year, I predicted 9 wins. I'm not predicting that now. Do I think 7 or 8 wins are possible? Sure. Offense needs to get better, and this defense needs to continue to play the way that they've been playing. But enjoy the win, Giants fans. I'll be live with you guys tomorrow. Don't have much of a voice. Not sure if you could tell, being that I was screaming at the game. But I'm looking forward to talking to you guys tomorrow, probably a midday stream. Talk about recap today, talk about the rest of the season. But had so much fun with all you guys today. Thank you guys for showing up. And thank you guys for being the best supporters on YouTube. As always, if you like what you watch, please subscribe. Drop a comment. Maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.